What is up, Texas hockey fans? Welcome to Clean Sheet of Ice Happy Hour before the Stars and Oilers get kicked off. Today was an absolutely insane day online with Stars Twitter, with everything that's going on with the Stars, the suspensions, the jerseys. We've got it all on today's Happy Hour with Clean Sheet of Ice. I'm your host, Stone Strankman, joined this time by Savannah Humoller. How are we doing?
I'm excited. First ever happy hour, and we get to kick it off before the Stars, Oilers in Edmonton. And it's been an interesting day, like you said. So excited to be chatting today.
Yeah, got the old John Daly and a Stars Cup. Like we're hanging out. So what's everybody drinking? What's everybody getting into tonight? Is it a coffee? Is it a tea? Is it a drink? It's Thanksgiving week, so it's a little chaotic. I'm sure friends and family are there. If we're on a TV, then thanks for everybody to tune in. But we'll just kind of start it off hot, Savannah. Today was absolutely insane. I was texting y'all and you and Dom in the group chat. I'm like, hey, this is probably what's going to look like. Texted Sam Nessler because I'd been chatting with him over the last few weeks about the jerseys. Jerseys got leaked, and that's a shame. And I want to point that out first because the creative team puts in a lot of work for this. But jerseys got leaked. They moved the day up for the release of the video and all the teasers and all the jerseys and all the pictures and everything to today, which kind of works out because Team USA is unveiling their Olympic jersey tomorrow. So we're not double dipping on jersey talk for 2 days in a row. But what do we think about the jerseys? Because I have a lot of strong opinions about them.
I think they're pretty cool. It's a good throwback to the 1999 Cup team. They kind of hit those redesigns that worked for the Stars. I like that they did the tribute video as well. That kind of highlighted some of those 99 Cup moments and then had kind of the new features. But just the teases up until this point, I thought it was pretty interesting. And then to, of course, have it essentially leaked a little bit online, not ideal. And it does leave a lot of Stars people, their social teams, the PR team kind of scrambling. So I can imagine how hectic of a day it was for everybody.
Yeah, Matt Townsend's in the chat. Welcome back, Matt. You were on the last happy hour. Thanks for joining again. I'm not surprised by jersey, but I will say it's the Reverse Retro 1 template with a Reverse Retro 2.0 template. Yeah, pretty much the colorway and everything. They really like the way that the black one popped last time. They add the full Dallas Stars logo on it, like my hat. That's all on the jersey. So I thought it's a phenomenal way to release the jersey. The video was awesome. It's all the throwback stuff. It's winning the cup. It's the reunion tower. It's the reunion arena. I thought all of that was fantastic. And then having Brett Hull just standing in the crease talking about the jersey and just representing Dallas and everything, I thought that was tremendous. And then the 3OT 1999 in the collar behind underneath the jersey was a fantastic touch. I always kind of hate those. Like, I got a Dolphins jersey this year, the new rivalry jerseys for the NFL. It just says "Go Fins" in the back, and I'm just like, could have done literally anything else. I would have liked something. So I love that the Stars added 3OT 1999 in there. That was awesome. And then having Brett Hull there for the release is incredible job by the Stars social team, the creative team, everyone that designed the jerseys and everything. I thought it was a tremendous release. I hate that it got kind of poo-pooed on by Stars fans and people in the NHL world that are releasing things. Like, let the creative team show off their work first before anyone else gets to it. That's where I'm at.
Right. Exactly. And it sucks for them to have to deal with, but you know what? Tremendous job done by them that it did get leaked and then they were able to kind of release everything. And I feel like it all came together relatively well. I did watch the video too of the team obviously going into the locker room or wherever it was to kind of see what the jersey looked like and to see some of the guys' reactions to what that jersey entails. And then you get the schedule as far as when they're going to be wearing these jerseys. And we're going to see the first one against the Utah Mammoth here on Friday evening. So that's going to be exciting.
Yeah, Friday is going to be exciting. Mikko Rantanen will be in attendance on ice. No extra suspension for Mikko Rantanen. I thought that was huge. Corey in the chat also says, feel bad for the marketing team. It leaked on their app. Yeah, that's just it's a hard thing to do in social media era to not have things leaked. And that's kind of something that me and Dom, and I'm sure you have praised the Stars on, is like, when things happen, we don't know until maybe an hour before it's supposed to happen, like a trade or a signing or something like that. Like the Granny CC trade from last year, we found out from Friedman an hour before. The Mikko Rantanen was the largest time that anything significant in Stars news had happened before it actually happened. So they like to keep things under wraps, and I feel bad for the marketing team. It's nothing. I don't think that they did. I don't think anyone out there is just sending it to people that's going to go tweet it out online. There was a guy with 8 followers that tweeted me the full picture lineup of the jersey with guys in jerseys and then the jersey in the locker just hanging there like 5 minutes before the Stars team tweeted it out for the Stars team because they put in a lot of work this offseason. And I think they had these jerseys submitted by December of 2024. So almost a full year of them having these jerseys in production and getting them ready and having all these new players join, like Radek Fox is here, and they had to get some new guys in there. It's a great job by them to have everything ready for Friday because you're going to be able to buy these jerseys on Friday at the game. So I think that's going to be really cool. They're releasing it online, I think, on Hanger Hockey at 5 p.m. And then I think they're going to be in the building at AAC on Friday for the game. So that's going to be huge. I know it's going to be probably a bestseller. We're going to see a lot of these in the crowd this year.
I am going to have a little nugget for all of the people that are in the chat. I hope you guys maybe pay attention to a few things come Friday when they do play the Mammoth. I think that there may be a couple other little additional things in store when it does come to this jersey release. So everyone keep hanging on just a little bit. I did have a couple things that I heard, so just hang on until Friday, but FYI.
That's huge. Yeah, Matt, the open ice feature, I watched it right before we hopped on here. I hadn't had time. I was out with family and everything. It's Thanksgiving week, you're just kind of dealing with everything, but got to watch it right before I hopped on here. The open ice feature was awesome. It's about a 4.5-minute video on the Stars Twitter. If you haven't watched it, go watch it because it kind of explains the process of how this jersey came to life and how the marketing team and the creative team put it all together. And then the photo shoots and all the guys being like, all right, when are we wearing this jersey? They're all excited to wear this one. So, yeah, Friday's going to be a lot of fun with the retro night. I believe it's the first retro night of the year. They've got 3 of those, and they're wearing the retro jerseys. They couldn't get sweeter than that. I'm just so excited.
We love retro night. It's going to be fun. Friday night hockey.
So excited. So excited that the jerseys are finally here, and I don't have to pictures of it and be like, oh, it changed. Oh, it's this. Actually, it's this. And I don't have to change anything anymore. These jerseys are here. They're going to be on the ice, and they're going to be in the stores, and I'm just excited about that.
Well, like we keep saying, we're going to have to go down to the pro shop. I may have to break the bank a little bit here, but you know what? It might be worth it.
Yeah, I'm in between 2 guys now. I have a Jamie Benn jersey, and I don't have a jersey with a C on it or an A. And now I'm kind of second guessing right now. I might just be doing I want to do the Mikko jersey, but maybe I hold off for the Mikko jersey for the Stadium Series jersey that they have in 2027. I don't know. I'm just going to have to buy a lot of jerseys is what I've decided it's going to happen.
I have one Tyler Seguin jersey. So I have my A, so that I'm good there, but I'm also thinking about a Mikko Rantanen. I think it'd be cool.
I have the Seguin Reverse Retro 1, the all-white one, which I think is a great fashion piece and not necessarily a great on-the-ice piece, but in the full uniform kit. But outside of that, I love the Seguin one, but it doesn't have the A on it. I think we bought it online. It was a Christmas gift, so I need to go get an A just put on there. Just slap it on there. Just call it a day. Carlos, any chance of them making their new primary for the future seasons? No,
they like the classic greens for sure. That's what they really like to roll with.
I would love for the Star design to come back in this modernized version of it. Like if you made it green with the black bottom, maybe we can get away with that. I don't know how well that would look with the old logo with the green star and everything. So that's kind of an issue. Only downside about the schedule for 99, not wearing them on New Year's Eve against the Sabres. That's a huge miss.
I agree. That would have been actually pretty genius there, but it's probably some additional type of theme night based on the fact that it's New Year's Eve. So they didn't really think that one through. But,
yeah,
that would have been a good one. That's a good note.
That would have been a good one. But there's some really good games with the retros. They're playing Sidney Crosby on the 7th, I believe, in December in the retros. I think that's going to be fun. And they've got Florida December 13th in the retros. Like, they've got some really good games, and they're wearing the good jerseys for it. So I'm excited about that. Can't wait.
Yeah, lots of things going on. And we're in the holiday season, and we're in holiday hockey right now, too. So it's just kind of crazy. But I know we've chatted about some of these road games. What have you thought about the last couple? And then we just have 2 more. Edmonton tonight, and then Kraken tomorrow, and then the Stars are back here for Friday.
Obviously, the Vancouver game was fine. I don't think it was great by any means. In the first period, it was a little bit sloppy. The second period, they played decent. And then the third period, they played great. The last game, they played one of their worst games of the season, arguably. And they had a chance in overtime. They had a 5-on-3 power play with a minute and a half left, basically, in the game. And then they went to a shootout, and they got stonewalled. I thought their goalie is his name. What's his name? Is it Cooley? Devin Cooley. He was just standing on his head all game long. There was the 180 Robo turnaround shots. There was one-timers from the slot from Wyatt, Rope, and Robo on that power play. He stood on his head, and sometimes you just get goalied, and it is what it is. I know Calgary's 32nd in the power play, and they scored 2 pretty quick, and you're kind of frustrated, or they scored 1 in the first period, and you're kind of frustrated by that. But at the end of the day, you didn't play a great game. Mikko gets tossed, then gets suspended. It's kind of a tough one, and you kind of had no life in that third period, and you came all the way back down 2-0 in the third period, and just shows what this team's made of, and they're never going to be out of a game. So I'm not taking too much from the Calgary game. They didn't play a good one, and they still stole a point.
Yeah, I mean, Calgary, not great for the Stars, not a great game for them. And last night I went on a radio show hosted for Edmonton, one of the radio channels up there, and they were asking me just about that game specifically, especially losing to one of the worst teams in the league. But we knew going into this full week, there were some struggles going on as far as the defenseman group. And then I just think with some of the injuries that the Stars are facing right now, it was just a matter of trying to figure it out. And unfortunately, the Flames were able to take advantage of some certain pieces. But hopefully going forward tonight against the Oilers, it is going to be a little bit tricky. And this is what I keep saying, especially when you have the biggest missing piece of all, and that's Mikko Rantanen.
Yeah, it's a tough game to not have Mikko win because he is a game changer. And even against the Oilers last year in the playoffs, like, he's kind of the only healthy guy, is what I noticed during those morning skates during the playoffs, is that everyone's wrapped up and everyone's getting ice and everyone's doing something extra. And the playoffs are even harder on your body. Like, Wyatt was banged up. Dutchy was banged up. I think Essa and Miro and Thomas Harley even, it was just, everyone was banged up during the Oilers series last year. And I thought Mikko was the only healthy guy. So he's trying to carry that load by himself, but the Oilers put all the pressure on him to be able to pass the puck over to somebody else. And everybody else was just dog tired or hurt at that point. So it's a struggle without him tonight, but we've seen this team just do things without players that from last season, without Miro and Robo in the first series, and then pretty much without Miro the whole next series, and you get him back for Edmonton. It's like they can win games without big guys. And it's just, it sucks that you have no Harley, no Rantanen, and then like Essa Lindell and Miro Heiskanen are playing 30 minutes a night now, I guess. I think that's just the new regular. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, right now things are going to be moving around just a little bit. You're going to have probably some guys in some different places. I know Bastian is going in for Rantanen tonight specifically. I would assume they're going to maybe switch some lines around. I haven't really seen it. Did you see anything as far as practice lines go today?
No, I haven't really been on Twitter outside of the Jersey talk this morning and this afternoon. So that's kind of all I've seen.
I didn't see any either, but I would assume that they're probably going to maybe boost up Jason Robertson, see how that plays out. But yeah, you're definitely going to be relying on a lot of guys to kind of try to get into the offensive zone tonight. But you just have to look at your defensemen, because that's just like a big group right now that the Oilers were very good at getting past. And that was with Thomas Harley and Ilya Lyubushkin last time they played in Dallas. And it's very tough against Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. Let's be honest.
It's probably the hardest job in hockey is to go against those two guys at any moment in time throughout 82 games. Matt in the chat says, I will say if they get 1 point in the Oilers barn, that will be huge for momentum. Yeah, I think if they steal a point again and they end up losing, I'm not going to be upset about it. I'm just going to be like, look, you got half the defense is gone right now. Essa Lindell got banged up by Rupe since hence his stick the other night too. He got a big gash on his chin and missed the last 4.5 minutes of the second period, I believe. So everyone's banged up right now. Miro just played 32 minutes the other night. They got an extra day, which was nice in Western Canada. But yeah, if you steal a point, I'm going to be fine. And if they lose this game, it's going to be fine. It's not the end of the world. It's still November, and you're still missing half of your roster that is very important to you.
Yeah, exactly. But it is obviously a little, awful, the fact that Matt Duchene is not able to get back in here. And obviously he did make the road trip up to Canada, but he is still not cleared to play yet. But it is probably nice just having him around. Not entirely sure on his return. That was just essentially what some of the news was today from Glenn Gulletson, that he is not ready to make a return quite yet. But we had already talked about that a little bit. But at least they do have the captain, Jamie Benn, back. So hopefully that drives a little bit of momentum. We are still waiting on career goal 400.
Yeah, does it happen tonight, Savannah?
No.
He's never going to score. He's going to stuck at $3.99 for the next 2 years. Like,
I've been waiting for this goal for so long.
I feel like he's scored it twice at this point.
Yeah.
And they've taken it back both times, which is unfortunate.
They did. They took it back 2 times. And both times I had tweeted out, oh, goal 400. And then you're like, oops, not actually goal 400. Bye.
Yeah, I think Liam Bichel stole one last year in the crease for 400. He stole it and went right off his stick, and Jamie kind of punched it in, but it went off of Liam's stick, so he gets the goal. And then, one gets called back for offside, I believe. And then, it's just it's a struggle to get that 400th goal. I just wanted to get it out of the way, and then we don't have to think about it anymore. Andy says the Stars leaked it themselves on the app. I think it was a glitch and something happened, and it is what it is. They can't really control that, and it sucks. And then Matt says, we have not seen a fully healthy team yet. They're top 5 team in the league. Yeah, that's what I keep saying on the pod. It's just like, look, they haven't played their best hockey yet, and the Avalanche are currently and still playing their best hockey since game 1. Like, they haven't lost in regulation at home. They're just studs all up and down the ice. And we saw this with Minnesota last year, and they almost missed the playoffs towards the end of it. They were 14-2 at one point, 15-1. Like, I don't know what they were. They were crazy. So if you haven't played your best hockey yet and you're top 5 in the entire NHL, you've got to just take that as a win. And if Colorado's going to just kind of steamroll through the regular season and win the President's Cup, so be it. It is what it is. That's a curse. So I'll allow that curse to happen to Colorado or any other team in the NHL.
Hey, every single team is going to be working through a lot of different injuries, but so far the Stars have been very impressive in what they have done with their roster. 1/3 of the roster nearly having some type of injury so far, only through 22 games. So it is a little crazy that the Stars are up there the way they are, but yeah, Colorado is on a roll. I think it's a 10-game win streak right now. It's pretty absurd. Pretty good.
Yeah, and it's really funny because Colorado fans can't stop talking about the Stars right now, and they're on one of the best tears that the NHL has probably ever seen in the regular season right now. And all they want to talk about is the Stars. I don't get it.
I don't know. It's just one of those things. But we'll see what happens from there. Hopefully we'll get a couple guys back and we'll get some of those injuries just adjusted a little bit, some changes to the roster. But more importantly, it's a day-by-day situation. And we got to see what they do against the Oilers tonight. I do believe Stuart Skinner is starting in net.
I did
is what
see
I
that.
read earlier, which Stuart Skinner, I feel like, is the monkey on the back for Dallas. He's always been that way, especially during the playoffs last year. I don't know what it is, but he knows how to play against the Dallas Stars. And it's just a tricky situation with Stuart Skinner.
Yeah, he played against the Stars a few weeks ago in Dallas in AAC. And the first 2 periods, it looks like the Stuart Skinner we see in the playoffs. It's a Vezina type goalie, and he's just stonewalling them. And you're like, what? Why? Why can we not score against them, but everyone else can? It's the craziest thing. And then the third period happens. There's a squirmy goal in there where he's kind of flying all over the ice, and you don't know what's going on. And the puck's in the back of the net. Get that tie game, go to OT, and then a shootout. Maybe we get one of those. I'd rather just like kind of save my heart because I have the Egg Bowl on Friday, and I don't know if I can take like 2 crazy overtime games heading into that on Friday. But if it is what it is. If I'll take it if it's 2 points and we just go to overtime both times and you steal 2 points, whatever. At the end of the day, you've got to learn how to score on Stuart Skinner, and you got to learn how to get past their defense. And they're a great team. And Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, you're not going to stop them most of the time. They're going to get theirs. How can you get yours without Mikko Rantanen on the ice? And it's Jason Robertson, who's on the heater of all heaters. And I keep saying that. I'm going to keep saying it. He might just score every game. He might just score throughout the rest of the regular season.
I was waiting for you to mention something because it's 10 goals in 6 games, which is ridiculous. And he's tied with Mikko Rantanen in points right now with 28 so far this season. So he's absurd. Let's see what he does tonight. Jason Robertson, be the savior. Wyatt Johnston, get the puck in the net. And we're going to see what we're going to do.
Yeah,
That's all I say.
Robo's like the only guy that could score against the Oilers there in the playoffs. Like he was the only guy scoring the last couple of games. So maybe we see that kind of version of Robo. Maybe Robo's just going to get $15 million and we don't know it yet. I don't know what we're heading towards. If he just scores every game, you got to give him $15 million. I don't know.
I can't take another Brad Alberts eyeball tweet. We need to save those for a later date, please.
Matt's in the chat saying, I think the Bohr system allowed Skinner to be good as they were so predictable in how they attacked. Yeah, I think that by the third round every year, it was against Vegas, it was against the Oilers twice. Like, they're a very predictable team. They were perimeter based and they were trying to set up their offense. And if they didn't set up their offense, they weren't going to shoot the puck. And that was kind of frustrating. This is a different system. And we kind of saw that in the first game against the Oilers in AAC in the third period. Maybe not the first two periods. They kind of played perimeter based and they weren't getting really to the net and the nitty gritty of everything. So maybe we see that tonight. I don't know. I hope so. It's just it's a wonky team right now. No Harley, no Rantanen. Jamie Benn's just coming back. He played 13 minutes the other night. They're still having to ramp him up. Like, I think he played 10 minutes and then 13 minutes. So he's still going to be around that 13 to maybe 15-minute mark tonight. And he's just got to ease back into it. So I'm not expecting a crazy game, but I could definitely get one if Robo just has a Hattie in Edmonton. And I'm down for that.
We would love to see that. But yeah, definitely right now, I think with Glenn Gulletson coming behind the Stars coaching bench and taking over, we have all the advantage in the world. He understands the Oilers system very, very well. But we do have kind of a unique roster situation right now with all of the different movements. But DeBoer's system last year basically proved that the Stars were not playing the puck as freely as they are right now. And they were playing the same plays and in a box. And now these guys are starting to figure out how they can freely kind of score. And I think that's where we're seeing some of this role come in from Jason Robertson a little bit, because, he didn't really get going until later in the December months of 2024 into the spring season. And I think once he gets going, there's no stopping him. But I think it's good that he's doing it a little bit earlier on, because he's making these free plays a little bit more.
Yeah, for sure. So hopefully that just keeps on rolling. I would love to see Robo just continue to score. The other thing in this game that's interesting is that this is Jake's first time going against Edmonton since Game 5, when he got ripped from the net a few minutes into the game. So get that game.
Casey DeSmith had the Oilers 4-3 win in Dallas last time. So
yeah, was that right after Jake's kid was born? I think that's what it was.
I think it was the day after. Yeah.
Yeah. So they let him get an extra game, and Casey went against the Oilers, and he played great. He had a great game, only allowed 2 goals, I think, into overtime and then the shootout. And so he played great. If Jake can get a great game, I think that's going to be huge for his confidence going forward. We talked about it on the last pod, me and Dom, is like, look, Hellebuck's out for several weeks now. If Jake just goes on a tear and doesn't let up until the Olympics, this could be a whole real big discussion that Team USA has to have. Is like, look, Helly, you've been hurt, and this guy's been one of the best goalies in the world. We kind of just have to ride the hot hand, and that's what I'm hoping happens. But I think this is kind of the beginning of it. Is like, look, Hellebuck's gone for several weeks, and now you get to go against the Oilers and kind of prove your old coach wrong and say, hey, I am one of the best goalies in the world. I can do this, and just stonewall Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. I would love that for Jake.
So can you remind me the Hellebuck injury and how it kind of went down? And obviously you said he's out for a few weeks, but are there any updates? Does he have to have any surgeries? Have you heard anything on him?
I think it was a minor procedure. I'm looking it up now on the old Twitter. See what happens here. I think it's like either 4 to 6 or 6 to 8 weeks that he is out. It's 4 to 6 weeks, and I think it's a knee injury that he kind of had to get it scoped out, maybe is all it is. And he was playing with it for a little bit there, and they said, hey, let's just go ahead and get it done. So that's a month and a half that he'll be out. So heading into January, when you go to Milan, he's maybe going to have a month of play. Like, if Jake can stand on his head for 6 weeks and continue that on for another 4 weeks heading into Milan, that's a real conversation that Team USA is going to have. And they're not going to have a conversation about Jason Robertson. If that guy's not on the team, I will burn down Team USA headquarters, because that's ridiculous at this point.
I'll drive you there.
Yeah, that'd be great. But I think it's a great big get back game for Jake. If he can get a good win here against the Oilers, I think that just is huge for his confidence, where he may not be the most confident goalie in the world right now. He's kind of letting in some stinkers, and then he's saving like incredible saves. So if he can fix the easy stuff and the easy to save shots, I mean, he's going to be allowing 1.93 goals per game and have a 9 whatever save percentage, and just the normal Jake that we know. I think he just needs to go on a hot streak for a week or two, and I think that's just what we see for the rest of the season. I'm just hoping it starts now before Thanksgiving starts.
No, absolutely. And at the end of the day, what's still good is the Stars have Casey DeSmith in their back pocket, and he's been phenomenal so far this year. I love to see what Casey DeSmith has done as technically the primary backup. And Jake Ottinger has had to miss several games just based on the fact that he's becoming a new dad and there's just some different systems. But if Jake Ottinger were to get this big win over the Oilers, and we'll see how they want to play him out the rest of the week as well, whether that be against the Utah Mammoth on Friday night or on Sunday. We're going to see what he does, but it would be a really big boost in his confidence. But I do like the fact that Casey DeSmith is somebody that the Stars can heavily rely on if need be.
Yeah, I think it's a hell of a job by the Star scouting department and Jim Nill and everybody. Just like, hey, we had Scott Wedgwood, who was probably one of the best backup goaltenders in the league for a couple of seasons, and then you had a budget of $1 million for a backup goalie, and you went and got Casey DeSmith, who had been kind of traveling around, and Vancouver was there, and he played some good games there for them, and you get him in there, and he was the best backup goaltender in the league last year, and he's arguably the best backup goaltender in the league this year, if you don't count Scott Wedgwood, who might have just stolen the starting job at this point. Mm-hmm. And I haven't watched a lot of Colorado games outside of that first one against Colorado for the Stars. So I don't know if it's mainly just him kind of stonewalling people and then the offense gets going, or the offense just gets going and that game's kind of out of hand before any danger kind of comes towards him. But he's a great goalie in every sense of the word, and it's credit to him. He's getting that extension. He got $2.5 million. Like, good for Wedgie. I know he's happy there, and kind of just both parties won there. And Avalanche fans won't want to admit that, but both parties are happy with what they have backup goaltender-wise.
Okay, for anybody in the chat, let's do some score predictions for tonight. Does that sound fun?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
So yeah, send your score predictions in the chat. If you want to sponsor Happy Hour, let us know. We'd love to have a sponsor solely for this one. Shout out to Zing Zang for this one. America's #1 Bloody Mary mix. Have a little bit of Bloody Mary mix before Thanksgiving gets really underway. Before you get in the kitchen, before you start watching football, have a little bit of Zing Zang. Blazing Bloody Mary mix, the regular Bloody Mary mix, Michelada mix. If you're in Texas, that's a big one, and margarita mix as well. So shout out to Zing Zang for this happy hour. Score prediction. I think I said it on the last pod. I think it's going to be high scoring. I think it's 5-3 Oilers is what I predicted on Monday's pod with Dom.
Okay. I think that's good. I think that might be a 3-1, or it could be a 3-0 game. I don't know.
I'd be really depressed if we got shut out.
I'll go 3-1.
All right.
I'll go 3-1 Oilers.
All right.
But that's just based on the fact that the Stars have a little bit of an issue right now with the defenseman group. You're relying so much on Miro Heiskanen. Like you said, he averaged 32 minutes?
I think he had 32 minutes the last game and 28 the game before that.
And so 28 is already a lot. So that's a lot going on for Miro Heiskanen. Esa Lindell, you have a lot of pressure on him right now. And then you have these younger guys that are needing to step up in different places. So I'm going to go 3-1 Oilers. Sorry, guys.
Colin Myers in the chat has 5-3 Stars. If we see 5 goals without Mikko on the ice, I might go streaking down the neighborhood today. We got another 5-3 Stars from Carlos Castro. He's being optimistic. So yeah, I'm all for the optimism. I always say that the Stars are going to win, and they're not going to win every game. So I'm trying to be a little bit more objective when I do these predictions nowadays. But I still feel like 95% of the time I'm going to pick the Stars. So
see, I'd love to watch the Stars win. Like I wish I was more of an optimist. I just have to, assess the situation here. But I hope I'm wrong. I really do hope I'm wrong. And everyone here in the chat is correct.
So, Colin, are you saying that the Oilers haven't lost in regulation at home? I thought that was just Colorado. That's impressive. But he wants a 6-goal Stars win to force Skinner slander. Yeah, I'm in on that. Colin's now saying 6-2 Oilers. So are we just flip-flopping? We're just having you're playing both sides, so you come out on top either way. I see how it is.
It's okay, Colin. We respect it. You understand Mikko Rantanen will not be on the ice tonight. And he's the biggest puzzle piece in this entire equation. Like he knows what he is doing, and when he's not on the ice, it's very, very noticeable.
So they're 5-0-1 at home. Yeah, that's a big jump for the Oilers. Like, they're really good at home. The Stars have been so-so at home, but really good on the road.
Stars are a good road team this year.
And they've been a good road game for 4 straight years now, I guess, under the DeBoer system and now goalie. So I don't know. It's just kind of a unstoppable force meets an immovable object. But Colin did forget about Miko. Miko's out tonight, but he'll be back against the Kraken tomorrow night, which is huge for a back-to-back. Miko got a little extra rest there, can carry an extra load against Seattle, who's also not a fantastic team. So hopefully you don't play like you did against Calgary and you kind of sneak out of that. But we'll preview that one on tomorrow's episode. That's going to go out at 10 a.m. on our YouTube, but it'll be out immediately on audio platforms wherever I can get it out as fast as I can. But we'll preview the Kraken game and recap this Oilers game tomorrow on Clean Sheet of Ice on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button because we're giving away one of these Dutchie hats. Once we hit 100 subscribers, we're getting really close. So hit that subscribe button. Victoria E. Green on Twitter and TikTok and Instagram. She's made them. They're incredible hats. So I want to give one of those away to one of our subscribers. Once we hit 100, we're getting close. So maybe next week or maybe this week, we'll be able to give one away. That'll be huge. Matt Townsend in the chat. Last time Stars shutout was against Winnipeg last year to end the season. I say it's 4-3 overtime loss Stars, regular season wise. Yeah. I'd steal a point. Why not? Let's steal a point. That'd be great. All right, chat. Well, thanks for hanging out for us. It's 7:33, so we've been in here for a little bit over 30 minutes. I've appreciated everyone that's hung out. We're going to keep doing these. We're not going to do any more this week. We'll have to look at the schedule, and I'll let everybody know. So pay attention to our socials on Clean Sheet of Ice at Twitter or Instagram. We'll be doing these live shows for the late night road games every once in a while, maybe once a week, something like that. Maybe even a road game where we're available for a 6 p.m. or a 7 p.m. Puck drop. We'll hop on an hour before and keep doing this, but it's going to be fun. We're going to grind through this and we're going to do some more live shows, bring you some different content outside of the podcast and all the clips and everything like that. So follow Savannah on Twitter at Sports Savvy with a bunch of V's and a bunch of Y's. She has a lot of more insight than I do. I'm more of the fan perspective. She'll have kind of the nitty gritty stuff and a lot more insightful things than what I will bring because it'll just be me screaming into my phone through Twitter basically. But follow us on socials at Clean Sheet of Ice. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. On Clean Sheet of Ice on YouTube, we'll give away one of those Dutchie hats as soon as we hit 100 subscribers. Savannah, you got any last words for this happy hour?
I was going to say, this is why this works, is I'll get the nitty gritty and you know the exact perspective that all of the fans here in the chat want to hear. So we get it going and I love it. And if anyone wants to sponsor this show, please send us a message and we might be looking to do some live shows in maybe the springtime at maybe some different locations in Dallas. So if anyone knows anywhere, please send us a message.
Yeah.
But yes, thanks for having me. And we'll see if the Stars can get a win in Edmonton.
Can't wait for it. Can't wait. Stars, Edmonton tonight. Here in about 30 minutes, they're about to have puck drop. We'll be back on Clean Sheet of Ice's YouTube at 10 a.m. tomorrow with a new podcast. Me and Dom are recording at 8 a.m. tomorrow. It's going to be an early one because it's a late night. Not a lot of sleep, but we're going to get through it. Clean Sheet of Ice. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We've appreciated it, and we'll be back very, very soon with another happy hour and another episode tomorrow of Clean Sheet of Ice, a Texas hockey podcast.
Bye, guys.